What's up, guys? I'm BTC. Echo is now on the PTR. I will be making some gameplay videos of the character, but for right now, let's just go through her abilities and what she can do. First thing you'll notice, she is a DPS character. I know some of you are going to be a little upset at that. Don't get mad at me. I'm not the one who made the decision. I know people wanted to support, but she is a DPS. So the first thing that she has is her primary attack, which is going to be a multi-part projectile. So you can see this right here. She launches out 3 of these little kind of blue orbs, and it's in the same pattern of Soldier's Helix rocket. Now, when you're really close, they stay very close together, but as they get further away, they start to spread out a little bit. But it's not nearly as bad as something from like Reaper or Roadhog or something like that. So they do spread out, but you know, it's not that bad, right? Like even from this range, I can still hit that bot with at least 2, probably all 3 of them. So there is a little bit of spread to it, but not too bad. And also the rate of fire on this, pretty decent. Also, if you notice, when you attack, it only uses 1 of your ammo, even though it's launching 3. So you get 15 of those. Now, the secondary attack is what we saw in the animated short for the Overwatch 2 announcement, which is where you put out the little sticky stuff. So these do 5 damage per... Oh, actually, hold on. Let me tell you. For the primary attack, it's about 50 damage if you hit all 3 of them. I don't think it's exactly 50. But it's around there. It's 50-ish damage. Now, the secondary attack is, again, what we saw. And you just press the button, and it launches out a whole bunch of them. They do 5 damage when they impact something, and an extra 30 damage when they finally go off. So you can try to spread it out a little bit to hit multiple, or you can just put them on 1 and just deal a whole lot of damage. So that's pretty powerful. Now, her next ability is called Flight. This is kind of a combination between a dash and Mercy's flying with her ultimate, the Valkyrie. So when you press the button, you get about 3 seconds worth of flight time. But the thing is, you have a passive that allows you to kind of glide a little bit. It's not as good as Mercy's slow fall, where, you know, with Mercy, you fall really, really slowly. With Echo, it's a little bit slower than that. It's a little bit faster than that, like the falling speed. Let me show you. So we're going to go up top here, and then you just hold space, and you're going to start to glide. So you're still falling, but it's slower than normal. And if you time it right, you can actually stay in the air almost indefinitely. So if you just hold down the space bar, hold down your jump, you're going to be able to stay up in the air for a very, very long time. Now, her next ability is called a focusing beam, and the way this works is it will deal 50 damage per second to any target that's got a lot of health. But once they drop below 50% health, it now increases to about 200 damage per second. So you see with this guy, notice how it did this huge jump at the end? Because that was the increase in damage from the minus 50%. Now watch this one. See how fast it went through the remaining health there? So this is kind of like a finisher move, almost. And you don't want to use this ever when they're at full health, because it's not going to do anything. But once they get below that 50%, it's going to start doing huge, huge damage. So this is going to be a very powerful ability against tanks with lots of health. Now, also, this works on barriers. So if you see a barrier that starts to get damaged, it's below 50% health, you can then use the focusing beam on it, and it will just absolutely shred that barrier incredibly fast. Her last thing is her ultimate, and if I'm pressing the button, it doesn't do anything. And that's because you have to use it, you have to target it on an enemy. So what you do is you activate it on an enemy, and you can be really far away with this, by the way. Like, look at the distance on this. You just need to have line of sight on it. But you can use this from really, really far away. Now, this has to be used on an enemy player, but it cannot be used on Echo. And I think I've kind of stalled long enough. Let me show you what it does. You become the other character. You get all of their abilities, full control, and in case you just noticed, you also get a lot of ult charge. 650% bonus ultimate charge. So that's why I was able to build the ult in like half a second with Tracer. It's absolutely ridiculous. I should also point out that the duplicate lasts for 15 seconds, and if you get taken out while you are duplicating an enemy, you don't actually get eliminated, you simply revert back to Echo. So that can be very powerful if you're taking over a character that has a lot of health, like a Reinhardt or Roadhog or something. So let me show you.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Hanzo.
That has potential to be very strong. Let me just say that. And Blizzard has said, or Jeff Kaplan during the live stream that he was going through, he said that they're well aware that the ultimate could potentially be too powerful and that they may need to nerf it. So if Echo gets nerfs, there's a pretty good chance that it's going to be the ultimate that does that. Because how many was that? Was that 3, 4, something like that? I mean, that's a lot of dragons, right? Now, obviously, other ultimates, you're not going to be able to get that same benefit because, like, for example, I tried it with Reinhardt, and they made it so that you cannot build your ultimate while the Earth Shatter is still going on. So it's not like you can build the Earth Shatter, use it, and then build another one with a Fire Strike or a Charge, then use it again and just, like, perpetually stun the enemy. You also can't build your ult charge when they're EMP'd. Let's try this with Reaper. I think this is going to be ridiculous.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Reaper.
Now, he doesn't build ult during that ultimate, but that's still pretty powerful. And considering that you're going to have that life steal and everything while it's going on. So any of them that have a duration, right? Like the Earth Shatter or Orissa's Bongo or Ana's Nano Boost, all those sorts of things, you can't build your ult charge while those are going. Because, I mean, that would just be ridiculous, right? You would just chain your ultimates together, like, repeatedly. I mean, it's already kind of ridiculous. You saw what happened with Tracer. But this character definitely has a lot of potential. I think there's a very high skill requirement in order to be truly effective with this character. But I think there's a tremendous amount of potential with it. I think... Oh yeah, see, you just can't activate it if it's on them. So let's grab someone else. Who should I grab? Let's grab a Pharah. Let's see what this looks like here.
Adaptive circuits engaged. Farah. Justice reigns from above. Justice reigns from above.
What's kind of neat is that when she activates her ultimate, you hear both the normal ultimate activation and you hear Echo saying it at the same time. So you heard both of them saying, you know, justice reigns from above or die, die, die or any of that sort of stuff. So a very cool character. I am going to make some more videos showing off some actual gameplay with her. So what do you guys think of Echo? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and if you'd like to see more, make sure you subscribe and hit that bell to get notified. You can get some cool gear, join my Discord server, or follow me on social media with the links down in the description below. Special thanks to my Patreon supporters, and remember, always blame the controller because it's never your fault.